Good morning. Good morning. Savva here, Football Heritage TV. Hope everyone is well. It is Monday morning. We've had the weekend, no games apart from the Champions League final. I say apart, it's the Champions League final. No league games. We're going to have no games for the next 8 weeks or so. What will we do? Well, what we will have is a lot of transfer speculation. It's already rife. Lots of clubs already in action. A lot of clubs already buying players, putting in bids. Spurs agreeing personal terms, apparently, or close to agreeing personal terms with David Raya, but no fee agreed with the club. Spurs apparently, you'll hear me use that word a lot, apparently think that 40 million is too much. Lots of our fan base seem to think that 40 million is too much as well. If I look at the poll that we did so far, there is 73% have said 40 million. He is worth 40 million. 26% said, 28% said no. He is not worth 40 million. I don't know what Spurs fans want then. If David Raya isn't worth 40 million and we think we can do better, I'm waiting to find out who we can get. But hey, so let's look at some of the morning headlines in general. So this morning we have got the three front runners for the Ballon d'Or have been announced. It is Erling Haaland, it is Kylian Mbappe, and it is of course Lionel Messi for the 2023 Ballon d'Or winner. I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit later. Everyone will have their own preference. I think we all know where it's going. I'm pretty sure we all know where it's going, but we will get into that. Liverpool. This is what Fabrizio Romano has said about Liverpool this morning. He has said this. He said, Liverpool are working on 2 more midfielders after McAllister, but there's also clear intention to sign a new centre-back this summer. Klopp and new sporting director Schmack are on it. Contacts are taking place behind the new scenes for a new centre-back, priority left-footed. So it looks like Liverpool, they've got McAllister. They're in talks for 2 centre-mids and a centre-back. Spurs need to keep up with clubs, right? We need to keep up. Aston Villa have signed Yuri Tielemans. They also had a bid rejected. Well, the bid was, they put an offer on the table for Asensio, who was a free transfer, but he ended up going to PSG, which is understandable. You have also got this. What else has happened this morning? Reece Nelson has signed a new long-term deal. Bernardo Silva is wanted by PSG. And Ilkay Gundogan has got 3 offers on the table. He has got a contract extension from Man City, a 3-year contract offer from Barcelona, and 2 or 3 Saudi clubs are trying to get him as well. So he'll be making his decision soon. So there's a lot going on. Does any of it involve Spurs? Now, we talked last night on the Spurs review about David Raya. I was surprised. I'll be really honest, people. I was really surprised. I thought that everyone would jump at the chance for this goalkeeper, but it appears not. Big up Les Adams. It appears not. And the names that we were getting back for me were a little bit unrealistic. We were getting names like Onana and Mike Maignan. And then after that, I mean, there wasn't really many. I mean, I think Litkovic was mentioned, who I thought was excellent for Croatia in the World Cup. But, by the way, this isn't a chocolate milkshake, by the way, before anyone thinks I'm that disgusting at 10 in the morning. Apologies. I am losing weight. I'm so far 9.5 pounds down, trying to get to the 14 mark in the next week. So that is a shake, but not a milkshake. So can we just say... big up Mark Cousins. I mean, on that vibe, goalkeepers, 40 million. Is it a lot of money for a guy that could be our number one for 6, 7, 8 years? 27 years of age, I believe. Counts as homegrown. Well adapted to the Premier League. He's been here for his career. Do we think we should be getting better? Do we? Mate, I did see your email. I'll message you back after this show. I promise I did see your email. Apologies, Melvin. What do we think? Don't know why some Spurs fans aren't keen on Raya. He's the sort of keeper we need for Postecoglou's system. Great distribution, which we were missing massively. 40 million isn't a bad price. I agree, Phil. I'm not sure the skepticism on him as well. By the way, get some questions in. If you want to put your questions in, please put a Q to it. And then the question, to ensure that your question gets read out, please put it as a super chat. And we so far have 38 likes, 152 people in the chat. You know what to do. Go over there and smash that. Big up, as always, Phil. One of my faves. Big up, big up, big up. Big up Nige, said he can't stop us working. Looking forward to listening later. Hit those likes. Thank you very much. It is it's interesting, isn't it? Because Postecoglou's not technically meant to start until the 1st of July, but I think he's been at the training ground. He's recorded videos. Apparently, love that word, he's had a transfer meeting, whatever that means. We all know what it means. So he's had a transfer meeting where I'm sure they would have discussed possible targets, players that have been offered to Spurs by their agents. And you would like to think that Postecoglou, sure, my light's not on. You would like to think that Postecoglou would have given his yes or his no to trying to get those players. I mean, Ruben, if we're saying Raya is worth 40 million, but with a year left, should be no more than 30. Cool. I've got nothing against that. Who are you getting? Who are you getting at that price other than David Raya? Does it really matter if we pay 30 or 40? I'm just chucking it out there, just playing devil's advocate. I think a lot of people need to realise I do that a lot. I play devil's advocate and then people go absolutely mental at me. There are questions about Jadon Sancho. We'll come on to him in a little bit. Kate Rickson, big up Kate, has said, well, it looks like Onana is going to Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea apparently we're going to try and get one of the Milan goalkeepers, either Onana from Inter or Magnan from Milan AC. So that's going to be very, very interesting. Chelsea will spend big on a goalkeeper, and both of those two are good goalkeepers. Very different. I think Magnan is a level above Onana, but let's be fair. From where we were with Lloris, Onana is an absolute upgrade. I just don't think he would come to Tottenham Hotspur. Akash, good morning to you as well, my friend. Hope you're well. Very good. Hugo Boss said he looks like a good signing, probably one of the top 3 Spanish keepers at the moment. Dan G, big up to you. Big up to you as well. Yeah, I'm trying, Melvin. I'm trying to trim down a bit, mate. I've never been a big guy, but the last couple of years I have had way too much fun and not enough discipline. So this next few months, I say that I've got a stag do to go to on Friday. And then immediately following that, a 10-day holiday. So I've got to get it off because I'll probably put it back on then. Big up to Joseph. Luke said, I reckon you could get him for cheaper considering they've already brought in a new keeper. I suppose it all comes down to, doesn't it, Luke, what Brentford demand for him. They don't have to let him go, do they? So I suppose it all depends. I'm just waiting. I just want to see some names. I want to see some names from people. I'm sure I might get there in a little bit. But I just want to see some names. Swanex, big up to you, my man. I said Raya is overpriced, but so is Mount, Bellingham, etc. The market prices are currently overrated, especially for players in the Prem. Yeah, I hear you. I think one of the things we have to think about as well is when you get David Raya, you're getting homegrown. So I think you've got to factor that into the price as well. You could buy a goalkeeper for 60 million who's much better if we think they come, but then they wouldn't be homegrown, and then you've got the homegrown problem to fix. So this kind of deals with 2 birds with 1 stone, but I just think he's good for what we need. Is it the blockbuster name fans want? No. But when did we last sign blockbuster names? I can't remember signing blockbuster names for many a year now. So I just don't know what people want. Big up one of the Phil Army. I don't think he's a leader. I think Phil P is the self-appointed leader of the Phil Army, but big up Philly 2109, one of my favourites as well. Big up to you. Kate has said, need to get some deals done. Need to be looking at centre-backs. And Levy needs to stop haggling. Look at the deals we missed. Shouted that. It must be important. Yeah, we need to get going. Other clubs are making moves, aren't they? It's expected that a bid for Declan Rice will go in this week from Arsenal and from Bayern Munich. That should be interesting. And I do see Spurs fans say, well, why don't we put in a cheeky bid for Declan Rice? Just can't imagine it, can you? There are questions. By the way, I'm not ignoring questions. I am putting them into the back, so I will get to see them as we move on. Macho Man, Randy Savage is in the house. Big up, Macho Man. Garage Classics, morning to you as well, sir. Melvin has said, I think 40 million is a fair price for Raya. Max being 50 if you're that desperate, but primary price should be around 40. Yeah, I get the feeling it'll probably end up being something like 33, 34. Maybe chuck them a player. Maybe give them an Ollie Skip. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe give them they wouldn't want any of ours. Let's be really honest. They scout really well. There's no chance they'd want any of ours. Daniel Cena said, Savva, would you take Maguire, Sancho, and Maddison as the free signings in the summer and Raya? I'd take Maddison and Raya. I don't think Maguire is what we need at all. And Sancho, for me, I don't think is what we need at all either. I think the last two, absolutely. If you gave me Raya in goal, Maddison as a playmaker, that's a wonderful start to a transfer window. But not the first two. Only me. Some fans might want them. It's up to them. Paul has said having a year left means nothing anymore. Clubs who need the player now and can afford it will just pay. I do think this is becoming more and more relevant in football, isn't it, Paul? Where I think we talk about 1 year left, but if clubs want a player, they go and get them. Son to Chelsea. I don't know where that's come from. I've not seen any reports to say this. If Chelsea wanted to offer me 80, 90 million for Heung-min Son, I'd bite your hand off for it. I'm not lying. I'd bite your hand off for it. Just me. The great Newcastle United, big up Dave Clark. The richest club in the world, a Champions League team, got Nick Pope for 12 million. Dave, exactly. I think too many football fans these days are worried about the name. I think too many people are worried about the big name. Mr. P, by the way, I'll try to get to everyone's comments. If I can't, I do apologize. There are a lot. And by the way, there are 214 of you in the chat and only 57 likes. Let's get that to 100 in the next 60 seconds. All you've got to do is go bump on the like button. That's all you've got to do. And guys and girls, we are chasing down. We've been flying this month. In the last 26 days, we've had 730 new subscribers. We are 15 away now. That is awful maths from me in the morning. 13 away from 5,800. Let's get to 5,800. Come on. Listen, you all like me, I think, and I like all of you. So why not? Let's do this. Let's get to 5,800. Let's get to 100 likes. That just means that 13 of you need to go and subscribe. Percy, big up, mate. I said former AC Milan, Silvio Berlusconi has passed away. Very sad news. Very sad news indeed. Thank you for letting us know. And rest in peace. Rest in peace. Big up, here he is, the leader of the Phil Army, Phil P. And every time you see Phil P, only one man comes to mind. It is, of course, Ric Flair with a woo. If you don't know that, get to know. And if you don't know, get to know Alex, Mr. Box Office. Please go and subscribe to Perchy and Mr. Box Office at Perchy TV. Lots of people talking about, sorry, I've skipped a few. Hang on, there's so many comments in the chat for a Monday morning. Where are we? Sargasso Sea Massive, great name. Said Levy moves like he shops in a market. Haggle, Wood Green market settings. Yep, Daniel Levy for you. Big up, Perchy, big up. Always morning to you, my friend. The Phil Army in the house. Good morning to you, Mark. Good morning. Big up to the Crispy Cockerel. That's a new one. I've not seen that before. Rice isn't worth 90 plus million. The problem is, Mr. P, players are worth whatever a club will pay for them and whatever the club want to demand for them. And this is an England international that plays every game for England. He's a shoo-in in centre mid. I think 90 million, 100 million is the going price. I don't agree with how the market's gone, but he's got English tax. Spurs can afford 40 million. I'd like to think so. Yeah, Red Xavi, it'd be interesting to see what City do. It will be. I mean, no one's talked about Man City in the transfer market, have they? No one's talked about incomings for them. Everyone's talking about, will Laporte leave? Will Gundogan leave? Will Bernardo Silva leave? City will make their move, but at the moment they're busy celebrating a treble. So I'm sure they're not too worried. Dan G has said goalkeepers don't need to be a leader as such. I don't agree. Keepers should be captains. I agree with that. I agree. Let's have a look. Scholesy has said one of your main targets is a goalkeeper. I should be going all out for him. Absolutely. That's it for me. We need a keeper. He's available. 40 million. Let's get it on. Phil Pierce said big 30 million this morning and then get it done by Wednesday. Phil, I agree. What I don't want to see is this drag out for another 3 or 4 weeks. This shouldn't be difficult to do. Other clubs would get this wrapped up overnight. Big up, Strasbourg Steve. Hope you are well. By the way, thank you to the 2 people that just subscribed. Can we get 11 more subscribers to get to the 5,800 mark? Smash that button. And on the likes front, we've managed to get to 89. We can get 11 more to get to 100. Steve has said 40 million is a good price for Raya. I mean, for people complaining, aren't they the same ones that say this is pound for pound the best league in the world by a country mile? Steve, I agree with you. Phil has said Sanchez from Brighton you could get for cheaper than 40 million. Did he have a fallout with De Zerbi? That's why he was dropped. He did. I mean, I don't know. Did he? If he didn't and lost his place, I'd be worried. But Sanchez, what do people think? Talk to me. Sanchez from Brighton. Would you go for Sanchez? Give me a yes or no in the chat. Sancho better than Kulusevski. For me, both of them are inconsistent. And I think that is the problem for me. Both of them very inconsistent footballers. Sancho, not worth the money we want him for him. He is worth 30, 40 million tops on a good day. That's from a Man United fan. Melvin, Raya and Bazunu would be great. I'd happily take Bazunu, Tony, as a number 2. I don't think he's quite good enough for number 1 yet. Not saying that he won't. He's young. I'm not saying he won't get to that, but for me, he's not quite ready. I don't think yet. Big up to you, Lee. Hope all is well. I agree. Just go for good technical players. Agreed, Phil. I don't think it always needs to be the biggest name in world football that we constantly go after. For me, I think that I think we need technical players. I agree with you. Lots of people talking about this guy, Mamadashvili from Valencia. He's a good goalkeeper. How much would he be? What do we reckon the price would be on this guy? Here's another one. I mean, this is someone that Henry and I disagree on. Henry isn't a fan of Jose Sarr. I've been a big fan of Jose Sarr. I think he's done well. Saw him make an absolute ricket on the last day of the season. But in general, I think he looks a solid keeper. Would he leave Wolves for us? How much would we pay? All these different questions. Jean-Marc, are you just trying to sell lots of players to Chelsea to go and play for Poch from Spurs? Is that what's going on here? Just asking. Yes, if you don't know Ric Flair, you are going to be of the younger variety, should we say, Melvin? Ric Flair, pretty famous. Johan said, if you think Arsenal only paid 30 million for Ramsdale and the going rate for keepers is now 40, it was good business. Yeah, Ramsdale's been brilliant, hasn't he, since he joined Arsenal? And lots of fans were saying they didn't like him, but he's done really, really well. Thanks, Phil. Very nice to read some nice comments about me. Smash the like and subscribe to this great channel. Savva puts in the work, gives something back. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're now only 9 subscribers away from 5,800. So if we could get those subscribers, that would be great. Good morning to Raf. Good morning to Matthew. As you all come in, please smash that like button. And good morning to all of you. We're on 94 likes. Let's get those last 6. Rooksy Popper said Rice is top. I think Rice is a very good midfielder. You know me, guys. I really struggle to call anyone world class, but I think he's a very good midfielder. David has said, hopefully, if we can get Maddison, Alex Scott, is there any British players you would like us to sign to build that British core to the side? Listen, I've made it very clear my opinion on both these 2 players. I think Alex Scott is very good. I don't get, as you probably have seen, I don't get easily wowed or pleased by footballers. When you watch Alex Scott, there is something about him. He looks very good. And Maddison for me is a no-brainer. Other British players, I mean, you put me on the spot there, but I'm sure there are lots of good players we can go and get. I like, I'll be honest, a player I like is the guy who was on loan at Burnley from Man City, which means you won't get him. Harewood Bewlis, I think, is a very talented young centre-half. Breakfast, sorry. Israel uncovered faults on bringing in Manos Solomon on a free. Yeah, I think this one's going to be a little bit political, isn't it, in the world? Because apparently his club will sue Tottenham or something if he goes there on a free. And the Spurs really need to be embroiled in that after what just happened with Paratici. Is he that good? I don't know. I've seen clips of him. I've seen a few games where I thought he looks good, but again, would we be buying players off the back of a few good games rather than consistency? I'm not sure. Raf thinks 40 million is way too much for a goalkeeper with 1 year left. James Kettle said only Spurs could drag out a transfer when the selling club have publicly said they'll sell. Yeah, James, that does very much feel like Tottenham Hotspur, doesn't it? Apologies if I miss any comments. I don't do it on purpose. There is a lot of comments, and I don't want to get too far behind. AY said, "Hey Savva, big up for the consistent these various streams. Keep it up at Football Heritage TV." Yeah, absolutely. I'll be streaming every day. From Friday morning, I'll be doing a video for the next 14 days rather than any lives, because I'll be on a stag do for 4 days. And then I will be on holiday for 10 days a week. So I've got 14 days in a row, 4 days stag do, fly back on Tuesday night, land at midnight, and then at 6 a.m. go back to the airport to go on holiday with a wife. So that's going to be a crazy 14 days. I will do a video every day while I'm away. I'll do some transfer updates, but I probably won't be doing any lives. The wife will kill me if I start streaming live while on holiday. Scholesy, big up. So thanks for the shout, Sav. Always good to join the show. Always welcome, a man. What a good player Paul Scholes was, by the way. What a good player. There's always so much going on. I always, by the way, if I ever look vacant, like I'm staring away, what it is, I'm checking. Like right now, you can see I'm moving. I'm checking Fabrizio Romano's page to see what's going on. And just to see if anything's happened. Chelsea have not changed their stance about Chukwuemeka. No plan to include any buy option clause in case of any loan deal, as Kane is considered part of the future project. I'll tell you what, I know they'd never do it. I would take him in a heartbeat. That is a very talented young footballer with a good engine, good physique, powerful. I like him. I think Chelsea have got a really good footballer on their hand then. Ron said, Grealish, 100 million. If we sell Son, we might get somewhere around that value. Son, Grealish. Not for me in any way, shape or form, if I'm really honest. First and foremost, when they bought Jack Grealish, he wasn't 31 years of age. Second of all, Grealish is... I think Grealish was superb for the formation. I don't think Heung-min Son is worth anywhere near the region of 100 million. And after the seasons they've both just had, I wouldn't say that Son is better than Grealish in any way, shape or form. Sorry, that's just me. I think that we're thinking about a couple of seasons back, not what we've just seen. Perchi said, what's your thoughts on Jack Grealish celebrations? For me, it's refreshing to see a player to be relatable. He's living the dream. Sure, why not? In this day and age, we want to belittle anyone that has fun. We want to belittle anyone that is successful. Jack Grealish is living the dream that the rest of us wish we were living. I think the world of this guy. I think he's an amazing footballer. I think his interviews are just so down to earth. You see the way he was joking and laughing with Thierry Henry, and I think he's down to earth. I think he's a little bit in the Gaza mold, but not as mischievous as Gaza. Not playing wise. I'm talking about personality. So I'm all for it, Perchi. I think you've just won the treble. If you can't celebrate those moments, when are you celebrating in life? Always ready for a trophyless season, my man. If that's trying to dig, you come to the wrong Spurs channel. I never expect we're going to win a trophy. So don't worry about that one, mate. But good try. Some people saying Sart is a good shout. Angelo said, how was the barbecue? It was very nice. I do like to grill on a barbecue. By the way, where's the pooch? The pooch is down by the side of me asleep in his bed. Brilliant things about pugs. I can literally come in here. He'll follow me and he'll just sleep for hours on end. And then if he hears something outside, he'll get up and you'll see him sort of here, sitting here. So I'm sure we'll see him in a bit. Lots and lots and lots of comments. Dave Clark, very funny, saying Alex Scott is too busy doing Football Focus. You know who I mean. John Ellis said he would take Oblak over Reyes. I mean, do we want to take a goalkeeper that's that age? Let me have a look. How old is Oblak? Oblak. There we go. How am I spelling Jan Oblak? Slovenian goalkeeper, Jan Oblak. He is 30. If we go and get a 30-year-old keeper, are we prepared in 3 or 4 years to get another one? Would anyone take Oblak? Would he come to Spurs? What do we think? I'm not saying no. He's been a great goalkeeper. I'm just asking the questions. Savva, we love you. People won't always agree, and that is cool. Let's support the Spurs content creators. Absolutely. Now we are only 8 subscribers away from 5,800. Please smash that subscribe button. And we are 108 likes from 284 people in the chat. So thank you very much. Tyrell Gunner TV has said, morning, Savva. Good morning to you. And just to reiterate, he said it again. Good morning to you. And then he comes in showing his real colours with Spurs are in the mud. Okay, SJ, but a stag do. I believe you lot in America call it a what do the Americans call it? What's a stag do? When you're about to get married and all the guys take the groom out for drinks to get absolutely wasted. I don't know what you call a bachelor. No, I don't know what you guys call it, but yeah, somebody in the chat will let me know. SJ said, Savva, big up. Why does Pep get all the hate and Mourinho get all the love? I would say that Mourinho gets his fair share of hate as well. I don't think people like success, if I'm honest, SJ. I think whenever we get successful people try and knock them. There were people in the chat the other day trying to knock Lionel Messi after what he just did at the World Cup. Oh, but he didn't track back during the World Cup and things like that. How do you, SJ, how do you talk to those types of people, right? When they've not looked at the World Cup and gone, wow, Lionel Messi is still the best player in the world. He's just proved it. Look what he's done for Argentina. Instead, they go, oh, he doesn't track back. You can't write it, mate. And that's what people do. They hate success. Sonic said, is the wife a Spurs fan? No, she's not really that big into football. And her family are all Chelsea fans. So when I'm with the father-in-law and the brother-in-law, yeah, it wasn't too bad last season, but from seasons gone by when Chelsea are winning Champions Leagues and stuff, it's not always great being around them because Spurs aren't normally in that conversation. But yeah, she's not a Spurs fan. Danny, big up Dan, said, Son is attractive on the money side of a club, would get in South Korea. I agree. I truly agree on that. I just think if we're going by footballing ability right now, if you're asking who I'm having in my team between Son and Grealish, in what I prefer, it's only what I prefer, Dan. That's all I can talk about. I prefer Jack Grealish as a footballer, technically superior. I think he works harder. I think he takes the ball. He holds on to the ball. I don't think Son's good at that at all. Son's a goal scorer. Grealish is not. I suppose it all depends on the team you want to play, where you want to play them. But for me, I just think Jack Grealish is a top footballer. And I'm pleased for what he's achieved this season. Lots and lots and lots of comments. Sacanelli, I like that. Sacanelli, let's be fair, a combination of Saka and Martinelli. Both had great seasons. Said, respect Savva, mate. New to your content. Think your quality and your work rate is good. Smashed it on Football Terrace yesterday. Thank you. Nice to hear nice things. For anyone who didn't see that, I did a straight facts talking show with just me and Terry Fleurs from Football Terrace. We discussed all things Spurs. We discussed all things Man City, Man United, who had the best treble, all this kind of stuff. So it was a very interesting conversation and thoroughly enjoyed it. Van Footballer said, morning, Savva, happy Monday. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday to you. HJD said, Oblak is quality, but Raya is more long-term. Again, I'll ask the question, do we think, let's have a look. Raya, where is Raya playing at the moment? Would he leave Atletico Madrid to join Tottenham Hotspur? There's another question I don't think we take into account enough. I'm just asking the question, would he? Just seeing us. There we go. Sorry, just checking something there. Someone had sent me something. Would he join us? Let us know. Okay, a bachelor party. It was a bachelor party. Bachelor party. Okay, all right, got it. It's a bachelor party. Bachelor party. Bachelor party. Bachelor party. Phil Pierce said Grealish was saving himself for the first 90 minutes or so. He could really do bits for the next 72 hours. Yeah, listen, I can only imagine a night out with Jack Grealish would be brilliant. Scholesy has said people who knock in Messi do not understand football or very bitter people. Do you know what? If you actually take stock, right? And again, if people remove whatever team they support and take stock of what Lionel Messi has done in football, and if you watch every compilation ever made of him, he does things with football I've never seen anyone do. And the thing is, for me, Scholesy, it's not that he does it every now and then. He does it game by game. Like, people just talk about goals and assists, right? But this guy does what all the other top players people mention doesn't do. He runs games of football. This guy gets on the ball and makes things happen. This guy is, listen, I've never seen anything like Lionel Messi before in my life, ever. I don't think I ever will again. When people start going, this is the new Messi, that's the, listen, this boy is the best I've ever seen. He's just got the most goals and assists for the calendar year, beating Haaland, beating Mbappe. He's 35 years of age. He's won the Laureus Sports Person of the Year award. He's won the World Cup. He's just surpassed Ronaldo as the most goals in European football in 105 less games. The man is the first ever player he won the World Cup. He won the Golden Boot. What did he win? The Golden Ball, player of the tournament. The first ever player to get a goal or assist in every round of the World Cup. I mean, this guy is, how anyone ever knocks him is beyond belief. There are opinions and there are opinions, but when I see people knocking Lionel Messi, I just think you can't have a chat with them. You can't. They don't understand football. Yeah, you know, Grealish didn't score a goal in the Champions League. Remarkable stat. No, not really. I don't think really. Didn't he create the most chances in the Champions League this season? So, you know, what's he there for? Listen, I like him. That's only me personally. But yeah, back to Messi. Look, here's some stats. Let's have a look. I screenshotted a few of these things earlier. And I just think it's just magnificent what he's done. If you think so, club goals in Europe. So Messi hit 702, Ronaldo 701. Messi did it in 105 games fewer. Imagine how many more goals he would have got in that 105. His stats at the World Cup was 7 games, 7 goals, 4 assists, 21 chances created, an 8.48 average match rating, 5 man of the matches out of 7 games, the Golden Ball, just absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if anyone can see that, but this is all of the awards you can get in football. And I just thought this was interesting because you can see here the Portugal is what Ronaldo's done. The Argentinian is what Messi's done. Most goals and assists in Europe. There you go. Messi 58, Mbappe 52. Like, it's just unbelievable. And then the 3 front runners for the Ballon d'Or, which I thought was interesting. Sorry if you can see that. If you look at some of those stats, just look. Messi is 35 years of age. Look at the number of passes. What that tells me is not only the goals and assists, but look how the others don't get on the ball the way that Messi does. That's enough loving for Messi at the moment. But sorry, for me, I will never see anything better. I've called it now. I don't think I will ever see anything better than Lionel Messi in my life. For me, it was never a debate, him v Ronaldo. It was never a debate, him v Maradona. His goals, his assists, his longevity, his ability to run games. For me, it's just absolutely phenomenal. And I think this sums it up. It's the consistency. This guy's been doing it since he broke into the Barcelona first team at the age of 17, 18 or 16, whatever it was. And he's now 35 and he's still winning World Cups. Just, I don't know. I don't know what more a player can do. Just saying. Mark Cousins has said Messi is the GOAT. End of. I agree. Santu, big up. Always a supporter of the channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. If you haven't liked already, please do. Let's smash the subscribe button. Come on, guys. We are very, very close. We are 6 away from 5,800. Let's get there. And then we can look at the 6K before we move on to the 10K. Where are we? Yeah, listen, I know the Messi debate is always interesting, but yeah, Brian, I've never seen anything like him. 91 calendar goals in a year. Absolutely. Who remembers Lee Trundle down at Swansea? There's a player. Swanex has said Messi is up there with Michael Jordan, Usain Bolt. What I love is, if you ever, like, I've got these compilations. I've got, like, if I go onto TikTok and, you know, when you do the reels, so you start liking things and that subject comes up more and more, with obviously a lot of mine is football. And it's the reels of the greats in world football talking about Messi. And the way they talk about him is just phenomenal. Like, he's an alien. Like, he does things with a football people can't do. And that's, for me, always been the difference between him and Ronaldo. Ronaldo, for me, has been one of the greatest goal scorers the world has ever seen, for sure. For me, I never see him getting into midfield, getting on the ball and dictating play. And that, for me, stands out Lionel Messi from the rest. He scores more than them. He assists more than them. And he can run a game. That's just me. Garage Classic said, if you don't love Messi and Ronaldinho, don't bother watching football, try cricket. Absolutely. There's only one GOAT in the world, it's Savva. Not sure about that. Yeah, not sure about that. But a Gigantico come to football said, morning, Savva. What are your plans for today? I'm on my way to York. My plans for today, I'm streaming. Got to go to the post office for the missus. Got some PT later. Yeah, make a couple of videos later on. Thanks for asking. Yes, I have seen a lot of footage of this guy when he was a kid. He was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And look, the thing is, I know people talk about Maradona and stuff, but if I look at just the sheer volume of what Messi's done in that time, the professionalism, keeping fit, watching. I know people used to hack down Maradona, but watch some of these compilations of Messi. The number of times people try and hack him down and can't get him, or they nick him and he stays on his feet. Just, I'm upset that we're not going to see him in Europe again. I am upset at that. He is a truly one-off. He is truly a one-off. I've not seen anything close to him, by the way. There you go. That's how highly I rate him. I've not seen anyone close to him. Yeah, I don't think we've had any trolls today. If we have, just let me know and we'll just block them. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. This would make anyone the GOAT, so to speak, Phil, wouldn't it? Joining Tottenham and winning the league. Jonas has said, I agree 100% everything said about Messi. I just think he's ridiculous. Like, he's absolutely ridiculous. What he did in that World Cup to shut everybody up. He's finished. This, that, the other. I'm sorry. It's just ridiculous. And what I love is he's humble. I saw him being asked yesterday if he was the greatest of all time. And he turned around and he said, I'm just happy that I'm in that conversation. I'm in there with a lot of people. And he names, to be fair to him, he's such a humble guy. He started naming Cruyff, Pele, these people. He started naming people. And then at the end, they laughed and said, oh, you've forgotten a certain number 7. And Messi laughs and said, that's because I put Cristiano up with me. I just think the guy is just sheer class in everything he does. So the Ballon d'Or is between him, Mbappe, and Haaland. So we'll see. This is just a complete fallacy. A complete fallacy. I watched Barcelona religiously from Messi's debut till when he left. And the guy gets no protection. The guy gets hacked down game after game after game. The people come out with these statements like, I mean, if anyone who watches Barcelona religiously, watch the highlights of the World Cup. Watch people trying to hack at Messi. They can't get near him. They can't get near him. I remember seeing an interview with seeing an interview with Michael Carrick, and they were talking about that Champions League final. And then the commentator, the presenter, said to him, "Oh, why didn't anyone kick him?" And he said, Carrick said, "You know what?" He said, "It's funny. He said, when you're on the pitch, you can hear fans just screaming and saying things like, kick him, get stuck in." He said, we couldn't get near him. He said, you cannot get near him because people don't understand that, like Vidic and Rio Ferdinand said, he doesn't stand on you. Most forwards will stand near the centre-back, right? Play off their shoulder. Messi doesn't have a set position. So Messi will run at you from deep. You can't get near the man. Savva, do you think people sometimes forget how good Ronaldo was when he was younger, but only in his 35s? Which Ronaldo? Are we talking about Cristiano or the Brazilian Ronaldo? All brilliant players. Absolutely. This is it for me. I've never seen a player ride challenges. The number of times I think, oh, he's going down, stays on his feet, gets the ball, is phenomenal. Phil Pierce said, seeing Messi in the flesh when we played Barca at Wembley, his performance was electric. Mate, he's just... I don't see those performances from Ronaldo. I never saw those before. Listen, this guy's just on a different level. Unai Emery has said, if you're talking about longevity, Ronaldo had it. At 35, Messi has gone to the MLS, whereas Ronaldo at 35 was ripping up at Juve. Right. So? Sorry, what point are you making? Longevity, are they both still playing professional football? I don't think you understand what the word longevity means, do you? I don't think you understand longevity. Longevity isn't the club they play for. Longevity is how long they played. Gee, what a really weird thing to say. When you say ripping it up at Juve, that at that point, Juventus was a one-team league. What are we saying ripping it up? I hate to let you know, if we're talking about longevity, at 35, Messi was single-handedly winning Argentina the World Cup. What was Ronaldo doing? Just saying. Just saying. Mark said, I'll never forgive Maradona for 86, so he's not even in the conversation. I mean, Maradona was absolutely mesmerizing, wasn't he? But I think the thing is, for me, again, the longevity, the number of goals, the number of assists, it just weren't there from him. He was a class above that year when he took Argentina to the World Cup. But when you look at the length of the career for Messi and for Ronaldo, like 17, 18 years at the very top, competing for every Ballon d'Or, it's just amazing. Purchase said, who remembers the story that McLeish's son told him to sign Messi from Barca C when he was 15? The Rangers board didn't even entertain buying him because of his age. Absolutely. Leah said, I don't normally like gingers, but you seem all right. He's talking to me. He's talking to me. Am I ginger? Well, I've learned something new today, people. I am ginger. I agree. I think the thing is for me, look, again, guys, if we want a casing point to people who cannot respect the genius of a footballer, this guy straight away has discredited him because he's gone to Miami at the age of 35, having just completed football. And now undeserved Ballon d'Or. It's just like, it's just people are so bitter. First of all, you're an absolute troll that has to have a picture of a very good person as your avatar, and then you don't understand football. Listen, I'm always willing to teach people like you who don't understand. This was excellent, wasn't it? He took on the best young defender in the world, Vardio, like it was Eric Dyer. Oh God, he put him on his backside. I just can't. This guy's he's just phenomenal. Daniel Harris said, most impressive thing for me is Messi carried his team to the World Cup. They're a quality team, but they wouldn't have won it without him. Yeah, Daniel, I disagree slightly. I don't think that when you look through that team, there is loads of quality. I think they're a good team with Lionel Messi. But yeah, he carried that team to a World Cup at the age of 35. Just saying, when I watch Ronaldo play for Portugal, unless he's scoring a goal, I don't see what he does. Just me. Brian said, after the Saudi Arabia game, my brother, who is the Manchester United and Cristiano Ronaldo fan, was telling me Portugal Ronaldo are going to win the World Cup. I don't ever think Portugal would have with Ronaldo, because the problem was they tried to just get the ball up to him up front too much. They don't have a game plan. Whereas if Messi's running the game from midfield, he can dictate play and the runners can go off him. Huge difference between the two. George, listen, I'm not knocking, by the way, I'm not knocking Pele, I'm not knocking Maradona. I'm not knocking these players at all. These are the greats of football. These are the absolute greats of football. Phil Pierce said, Messi is the best, but how players hack and nick away at Messi, but Maradona used to get taken out of knee height and above. Okay, that's fine, but people try and take Messi out and they can't. That's, I don't think people watch enough compilations of Messi to see what. Go and type into YouTube people hacking down Lionel Messi or people trying to tackle Lionel Messi and watch. Yeah. There you go. There you go, Perchy. He's gone to the team bottom of the MLS league. Exactly. A challenge. He didn't win the Champions League with Juventus. But then again, Messi didn't win it with PSG. Ronaldinho is one of my favourite players ever to watch. This guy played football like he was just having fun. He was just having fun. Sacanelli said, Ronaldo definitely did not rip out of Juventus. He was brought to win the Champions League, which they didn't. And Juventus won Serie A while he was there. LeBron James, for me, was better than Jordan. I don't know enough about basketball for me to be doing that. I watched La Liga regularly, especially the Barcelona days. He barely got protection from refs because he would just play on. That's the thing. This is what makes me laugh. These people saying he got protection. I used to see him get hacked down. He'd get up and carry on playing like he wasn't asking for free kicks. Ronaldinho was the most skillful player I've ever seen in my life. The skill was embarrassing. Uh, Unai Emery is saying Ronaldo was playing at a higher level at 35. Messi isn't, so that shows the longevity if you're still playing the highest level. Ronaldo at 35 was breaking all sorts of records. I hate to tell you, but Messi at 35 has just gone and broken all of Ronaldo's records. So what are you talking about? Again, you're not thinking. Guys and girls, I don't know about you. But when someone's saying Ronaldo was playing at a higher level at 35, didn't Messi just win the World Cup at 35? The pinnacle of world football. Unai Emery, mate, you've got to think before you put these things together. Messi's just broken nearly all of Ronaldo's records and he's 35. What are you talking about, mate? What are you talking about? If you think Ronaldo's as good at football as Lionel Messi, give your head a wobble, my friend. He can't do most of the things Messi can do over football. Goal scoring, phenomenal. On the ball, not a patch on Lionel Messi. You need to know my name. So don't you think it's a bit discrediting to the other Argentinian players to say he single-handedly won it? Listen, I just think without Messi in it, they're a good team. With Messi in it, they win it. Yeah, same with Maradona when he won the World Cup. Everyone says he single-handedly won it. He did, all right, single-handedly, probably the wrong word, but without Messi, they're out in the groups. Just saying. Philly, yeah, so Maradona was a hero. And listen, there's been some great players. Let's talk about the great players. Listen, there's nothing to say that we always have to talk about Spurs every single morning. Morning, Savva. I always feel Messi is naturally gifted. Ronaldo worked hard to be the player, as if you get what I mean. Like he became the player. Messi was about the team. Ronaldo was about himself. I agree to an extent. But when you watch a lot of documentaries about Messi, people will tell you the work rate he put in at a young age. Like, I think they both put in the work rate, but the last sentence for me sums it up completely. Messi is all about the team. Ronaldo has always been about himself, and I think that's the difference in the two men. Listen, they're both absolute legends of the game. That's all that matters. But for me, if they're playing on either side of the road, I'm always crossing to watch Lionel Messi do things of a football that Ronaldo can't. Just saying. There you go. And again, also Messi would not be going there if Barcelona weren't financially restricted. He would have been going there instead of Miami. Absolutely. But Unai Emery, listen, when you said, please come on, because this is so wrong. Messi didn't deserve it 2 years ago, right? Messi has joined League One and didn't do anything. Didn't he just win 2 back-to-back titles playing for PSG? So what you meant is he didn't win the Champions League. Is that what you meant before you say he didn't do anything? I think you're really giving Henry Wright a bad name here. No, I think you're a troll because you've got a picture of one of my very best friends in your thing, and I don't like that you've done that to him, if I'm really, really honest. And your football knowledge is absolutely whack. Absolutely whack. Again, what I said at the beginning of this conversation, the number of people that discredit Lionel Messi, and you've knocked him about everything. It's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Just saying. Watch Messi as a dog and tell me he doesn't get hacked. Oh, mate, he gets hacked all the time. All the time. Ronaldinho's won a cup in prison. Messi didn't do that. Absolutely. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting. It's just sad. Look, it's sad. We've got no more Benzema. We've got no more Messi. We've got no more Ronaldo in Europe. So, yeah, I'm so happy when the Messi and Ronaldo debate finally stops. For me, I'll be honest, Leon, it was never a debate. I don't see Ronaldo do half the things Messi does. I don't. I think he's a great goal scorer, but Messi's even better than that and him. Messi's better at assisting. Messi can run a game from deep. I've not seen Ronaldo ever do any of those things. So not for me. Phil P, yeah, Alvarez had a great 6 months. World Cup, absolutely title, FA Cup and Champions League, not too shabby. Yeah, Alvarez, this guy, has he completed football already? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that. Alvarez, big shout out to him. I agree with this. I think Cristiano Ronaldo is a finisher like no other I've seen. But could he have done in the Argentina team what Messi did in that World Cup? You watch most highlight reels when you start watching Messi. how he starts on the halfway line. He comes to get the ball and creates stuff. Ronaldo can't do that. I'm not knocking Ronaldo. I'm just saying, yes, 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 yes. Right. Some of the older Spurs fans in the chat. Now, this was a footballer. Chris Waddle was exceptional. I think the likes of Phil P in the chat, I think there's a few that will be that age that's seen him play. I saw him play. Chris Waddle had this uncanny ability from the wing to drop his shoulder and beat a man. It was brilliant. Top footballer, Chris Waddle. Great player for England. Great player for Spurs. Great player for Marseille. Great player for Sheffield Wednesday. This was a top footballer. Daniel said, why do we keep comparing both? Both were amazing. The numbers will never be repeated. Personally, I'd edge Messi, especially in the Champions. Yeah, listen, I think it's just been a debate that's been going on for years. As I've said, Messi not about himself. Stop that narrative. I don't think you've ever watched Lionel Messi if you think that's the case. The man's got, look at the volume of assists that man has got. Look at the way that man will sit deep and run a game so he can feed his teammates in. Messi is turning 36 in a week or so, so the point of comparing both at the same age doesn't make sense. You're comparing Juve Ronaldo with a Messi who just completed the most impressive World Cup run. Absolutely. Jay has said, cheers, Sav. You sound like Michael Owen. Don't know how to take that. Good luck to the channel and keep growing. Cheers from Bali, Indonesia. Big up to you. I see this all the time. I do. I think if Messi had come to the Premier League, he would have ripped up the Premier League like he ripped up every other team he played for. I wish he had come here so I could have seen him. But at the time, while, Barcelona were the best team in world football for how long? There was just no need for him to leave. That was his club. He had the loyalty to them. He was playing with great players. He was winning trophy after trophy after trophy. Just a superb player. Superb player. I'm sorry, but you're a complete fool if you discredit Messi. Simple fact, he has done it all. This is the thing for me. I don't know what more this man has to do. I don't know what more he has to do for people to stop discrediting him. Again, I agree. I love Ronaldo. I love that he's got ego. But for me, if I'm picking a player I want in the ultimate team game, it's not this guy. Waddle was awesome. Yes, he was. Yeah, Waddle, Gaza, Hoddle. Oh, now look at the midfielders we got at Spurs. We had Waddle, Gaza, and Hoddle. Oh, God. If Kane went to City 2 years ago, do you think he'd have would win the Ballon d'Or before retirement? I mean, ifs, buts, and maybes. Maybe. I just think it all depends, because the problem is what some of these other players are doing, like Mbappe's, like Messi's and stuff. They're winning World Cups, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? They're winning the biggest prizes, but we never know. This is one of those ones where we will never, ever know the answer to that question. I'm going to say this. I always felt that I love Harry Kane, one of the greatest players in the world, but for me, just always a level below the top players. Just saying. I mean, look at Ronaldo and Kane and Messi, for example. He was never on that level, or Modric, that type of level. Just for me. I agree with this. Yeah, it doesn't have to be that we're dissing. I'm not dissing Ronaldo. As I said, Ronaldo is one of the greatest goal scorers I've ever seen, ever. When's Andy Sinton brought into the conversation? Good old Andy Sinton. So it's absolutely fun. Savva, Messi, Suarez, Neymar is the greatest attacking trio. I don't know. This would be a good debate, wouldn't it? I mean, David Villa, Pedro, and Messi was pretty special as well. Ronaldinho, Messi, and Eto'o was pretty special. There's a lot of good trios there's been in world football, hasn't there? Ronaldo, Benzema. This would be interesting. Yeah, Lee and I do some shows every now and then. I'm sure we'll get on, but he's a very busy man. Savva sounds like a Scouser. South Londoner sounds like Owen. Brian has said, I hate when the debate becomes disingenuous. Would you like to put some meat on those bones, please, Brian? Let's get some meat on those bones, or we can't really discuss, can we? Unai Maria said, it's just my opinion. I prefer Ronaldo. He's done it everywhere. Premier League, La Liga, and Serie A. There's no right or wrong answer. No, I agree. I agree, but it's the way you came in and tried to say about longevity when you got the word wrong. The word you used was wrong. It's not longevity. You're trying to knock Messi at 35, at the age of 35. Ronaldo, we could argue, was playing in a one-team league and the best team in Italy. Lionel Messi was winning the World Cup with Argentina. So there's levels to this debate. He's done it everywhere, Premier League, La Liga, Serie A. Why did Messi have to do it in the Premier League? Every single team he played from the Premier League, he destroyed. I don't understand it. Just saying. Who's my favourite ever player to play for Newcastle United? I mean, it's got to be, there's only two, isn't there? There's only two that come into mind. It's got to be Ginola and Gaza. Quality players. Yeah, Bale, Benzema, Ronaldo was a great front three. I mean, for Mbappe to surpass Ronaldo and Messi, first of all, he'd have to have the ambition, which he didn't show last summer. Second of all, surpass them how? He spent like 6 years in the French league. Whatever this man does for me now, the first 6-7 years of his career is going to be scoring goals in the French league. I'm sorry, that's just me. For me, Messi and Ronaldo were doing it at the biggest clubs in world football from the age of 17, 18. Huge difference. For me as well, Mbappe has got I'm going to say it, has got nothing on those two as footballers. Just for me, I don't think he's got anywhere near it. Let's have a look at, if you look at Mbappe's career, what's the most goals he's ever scored in a year? And he plays for PSG. Messi's best ever was like 92 in a year, or 91. Ronaldo's is what, 70 odd. This guy's miles off them. Sorry, just for me. He's miles off. I think he's brilliant for his pace, for all that kind of stuff, but I don't think he can touch those two in any way, shape, or form. What do people think? Just me. I just think when he had the chance to move last year to go to Madrid and he chose to stay at PSG, that for me showed me his mentality is nowhere near those two, let alone ability, just for me. I hope Messi wins the Copa America. Oh, let's be fair. He's done it all now. Even if he doesn't, he's done it all, hasn't he? Yeah, Chris Waddle. Yeah, he did play for Newcastle too. It's his Champions League run. He carried Juve in two. Did Juve win the Champions League with Ronaldo? I don't remember it. Just let me know. I don't remember it. Let me know. Disingenuous. You can't say Ronaldo is selfish when every single teammate said the opposite. But you say Messi is for the team. Like we act like Messi doesn't have an ego and just plays for fun. Brian, watch the two play. Messi is the ultimate team player that drops deep and will do what's right for the team. Cristiano Ronaldo will shoot even if he's got 4 people in front of him and can't see a sight of goal. Messi will lay it off. I don't think that's disingenuous to say one is more about the team than the other. You ask Ronaldo who the best player in the world is. Ronaldo says Ronaldo. You ask Messi, Messi doesn't ever say that. It's just, we're not always saying selfish is a bad thing, but I think if you're going to ask which one of the two is more a team player and one's more selfish, I think we know the answer, don't you? I really think we do. Morning again, Craig Lee. Hope you're well. But yeah, listen, I agree if he moves to Madrid, but the guy turned it down last year. For me, I said it at the time, I love Mbappe. I think Mbappe is a wonderful footballer. But the fact that he turned it down to stay at PSG, the fact that he's, 24, still playing in France, has never moved to a top league, worries me. It means the first half of his career was playing in a poor league. Just saying. No player will surpass Messi. Not only is Messi the greatest, but he played the best club side ever, which was built around him. No one else will have that. Listen, I agree. Bit harsh. Mbappe's just a pace merchant. I think Mbappe's a wonderful player. I just don't think he's anywhere near those two. I don't think he's anywhere near those two in any conversation. I think he's the best of the new breed, the new era, but I don't think anyone is gonna touch what Messi and Ronaldo did. The sheer volume of goals, dragging teams to win. I just don't think anyone's going to do what those two did. Philly 2109, Tino Asprilla, Shearer, Ferdinand, Ginola, Albert. Oh, Newcastle have had some players. Listen, absolutely. Listen, I'm not knocking him, by the way. I'm not knocking him. Mbappé's a great player. I just don't think that for me, I'm disappointed. More than anything, I'm really disappointed that he's still at PSG. You know, he's 24 years of age now. You know, at 18, players like that were doing it. Players like Messi and Ronaldo were doing it at Man United, at Barcelona. They were ripping it up in the best leagues in the world, in the best. I just want this guy to move and give himself a legacy, but it's getting year after year. It's moving on. Dude, you don't understand Lionel Messi. You've never seen him. He's done it all his career. He drops deep. Even when he was a wide player, he would come inside, get the ball from deep. I really don't think you watch enough of Lionel Messi. And this is what I mean. When I started this conversation, said the number of people who discredit him, I'm embarrassed for you, if I'm honest. I'm embarrassed for you. What World Cup am I forgetting in 2018? Why am I forgetting the World Cup? What, that Mbappe won? Yeah, not doubting it. No one said he didn't win a World Cup. But if we're talking about consistency and we're talking about legacy, for me, you've got to go. Why are you turning down Real Madrid to stay at PSG? Why? Why would anyone do that? I don't understand it. He is, Jones. He is a great finisher. Great finisher. Is it that CR7 couldn't or wasn't interested in doing that stuff for the team? He couldn't. That wasn't his game. Come on, Q7. That wasn't his game. His game was never to look at half those games in the World Cup. Lionel Messi would literally plonk himself in the centre circle, get the ball, and then dictate whether he slows it down, speeds it up, whether he runs with it, whether he passes it. Ronaldo's not done that. That's not his game. Ronaldo's an out-and-out forward that springs into life when he's got the ball up front. Let's not start pretending that he's done these things he hasn't. Just saying. Mbappe rather have headlines of I won't read that out. Bergkamp better than Henry. There's a take. There's a take for you. If Ronaldo doesn't have an ego, he doesn't get to where he is. That self-belief and leadership when Portugal and the Euros impressed me. But now that Messi has won the World Cup, he's the GOAT. I agree. Midori. By the way, I think when I've said he's a selfish player with an ego, I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying that's wrong at all. At all. Ronaldo is absolutely phenomenal. Let's not take anything away. Ronaldo is phenomenal. I think what he's always going to be angry about now is that Messi won the World Cup. I truly believe that will live with him forever. I really, really do. This is my point. This is what people do. It's like, they're trying to, imagine knocking a guy that at 35 just won the World Cup and got the best player of the tournament. It's absolutely unbelievable. No one does that at 35 from memory. Can anyone tell me 35-year-olds that had a tournament at a World Cup like Messi did? Just asking. Put them in. I like this chat. Good chat. Lots of... who is the quickest footballer you've ever seen in person at a match? Oh, gosh. Jesus. Bale on his day was rapid. Overmars was very quick. Carl Walker on his day is absolutely explosive. Mbappe, very quick. Yeah, just a few. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people. Anyone else? Name the quickest players. Yeah, just saying. Fabrizio Romano just tweeted about Lee Dykes, Brentford director, talking about the Raya situation. Let's have a look. What's Fabrizio Romano tweeted? Brentford director Lee Dykes has said, we sat in front of David and said, if you go beyond us, then that's your time to go. It's well within his rights. 40 million fee, you've to pay double than the reported 20 million because he can play in number 10. Well, there you go. If they want 40 million, you either pay the 40 million or you don't. Vinicius Jr. has changed his number to number 7 for Real Madrid. Yeah, there's some of the breaking news from that front. Willock went past Walker like he was letting boots earlier in the season. I'm sure he may have done on a one-off, but Carl Walker, let's not start knocking Carl Walker for pace. Let's be really honest. I disagree. I think they've always been very different players. I think Messi is always very different players for me. Sorry, I disagree. Just very different players. David Clark said, Messi is a football genius, but having seen both him and the great Pele since 1961. I've seen almost every player worth watching, and Pele, in my opinion, far and away the greatest footballer. I'll disagree. What I've seen of Pele, he looked amazing, but again, wasn't running games from midfield like Messi does. For me, it was that Messi was all over the park. I love Pele. I love watching all the old videos of Pele. But for me, I've never seen consistency met someone do with Messi what Messi does with a football. Just for me, just for me. Yeah, Craig, I think you're doing that biased fan thing. I mean, to say Carl Walker's one of the quickest footballers I've ever seen. I don't know what the debate is. Surely he is, right? I don't think many people would argue with that. HJD has said, as much as I hate the Gooners, Henry is the best Prem player ever, in my opinion. I mean, that's interesting. I think Thierry Henry was the best Premiership player ever as well. I do. I think a lot of people won't like that, me saying it as a Spurs fan, but I truly believe that Thierry Henry was different. But there's been some greats, isn't there? Eric Cantona, Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, the likes of Vieira, the likes of Zola, Giggs, people like Rio Ferdinand, Tony Adams. I mean, must I just say, there's been some absolute worldies that have played in the Premier League. But Henry was just different. He was just different. Big up Ian Barron. Hope you're well. Alex, by the way, I'm only going for another 20 minutes, mate. I'm not going to get anyone else on at the moment. I'm just going for another 20 minutes. Someone said, well, that's us not getting Raya then. I mean, I think it's interesting, isn't it, that there are rumours that we won't pay the 40 million, right? Let's see what happens. We could well do. Please continue to smash that like button. There's 295 of you in here, only 160 likes. Smash the like button. We are 4 subscribers away from 5,800. Please smash that button as well. In the flesh, Tony Daly. Wow, there's a player. Yeah, Tony Daly was quick. Ronaldo at his peak still relied on pace to beat players. Messi used pure skill and close control. I think that's a wonderful way of looking at it. Ian has said, question Savva, that what are the photos behind me? So behind me you have Erling Haaland, bottom right, David Ginola, Harry Kane, Ronaldinho, Pele, and Messi. They're the players up on that wall. Thierry Henry, he was absolutely brilliant. Danny has said Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Brazil team, best trio. I mean, what a front three that is. Wow. Just wow. Yeah, what a front three that is. Be excited, Newcastle fans. Looks like you've got your number one target, James Maddison. I've not seen anything that says that, but okay. I wouldn't doubt it if they get him. And then Spurs fans will pretend he's not good enough for us. It's just what we do. Let's have a look. Is there anything else? No, nothing there. Henry is the best. Henry is the best, no doubt. Aguero's name being chucked into the mix. Craig Lee says, not at all. He was dropped shortly after, just recently getting his place back. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't. I don't think that was the point of what the question was it? Thierry Henry destroyed Spurs every time we played them. Yeah, he was pretty good. I've always thought this. If R9 didn't get any injury, he would have been the greatest ever. Quite possibly. R9 was a phenomenal footballer, a phenomenal specimen of a man. I'll ask the question, would he have done what Messi did? This is the one thing I always look at with all of these geniuses. I watch what Messi does from all over the park, and I look at a lot of these other players and feel like they're forwards. I'm just saying. This is only me. Cantona's flying kick. Is that the most shocking event at a Premier League match? I mean, you'd have to say, wouldn't you? I don't think we've seen anything nearly as bad as that. What would be the most shocking things we've seen people in a Premier League match? Dwight York was a really good player. Yeah, and doesn't get talked about enough for me. Dwight York was a very talented footballer. David Clark has said, Henry, I can agree, whilst playing in the Prem has been the best, but if you take into account his whole career, then his CV drops a lot. Arguably, I mean, yeah, that's a debatable point. Fans need to understand Henry came from Juventus when he was just a squad player on their bench. Arsenal brought him in as a risk and it worked out. Players with hunger have something to prove. Yeah, Andy started on the left, didn't he? If you remember rightly, he was started as more of a wide left player. Andy Cole, great goal scorer, one of the original goal scorers of the Premier League. Aguero or Kane. I saw this debate between Mika Richards and Gary Lineker and Alan Shearer. And I think Alan Shearer called it correctly when he said just very different players. I suppose this would all depend on what type of football your team plays and what you're looking for. Aguero was more of a runner with the ball that could jink past players, low centre of gravity. Kane's more of a drop deep, get on the ball, finisher type. Both absolute class centre forwards. Let's put it that way. Savva, how many years does Erling Haaland have to stay in the Prem to be in Henry conversation? I mean, look, it's difficult. First of all, I think he's a very different player to Henry. First of all, I think he needs to stay in the Premier League enough to beat the goal scoring records of the players. Will he adapt his game and be more like an Henry, or will he continue to be more of a Shearer, so to speak, if we put it that way? But yeah, I think he needs to be at least 3-4 years to start having those conversations. But listen, he's not made a bad start, has he? People keep saying this. Where are we seeing this? Breaking news, Newcastle are close to sign a 26-year-old James Maddison. The Englishman is desperate to get back in the Premier League after Leicester relegation. Where have we seen this? Could somebody let me know? I've not seen it anywhere. Romano's not announced it. Ornstein's not announced it. Where are we seeing this? Anybody? Brian has said Ronaldo would do tricks and go nowhere sometimes. Messi would drop the shoulder, beat 2 or 3 guys and make a great pass or score. Yeah, absolutely. Sheringham, if we're talking about longevity, Teddy Sheringham. Teddy Sheringham, one of the best strikers I've seen in the Premier League. He had it all. He was the original drop deep and create like Kane could. Whilst being Premier League top goal scorer, whilst going and winning trebles. Great player. Up there, what a brain Teddy Sheringham had. I've not seen many like it. Up there, he was phenomenal. Teddy Sheringham was absolute class. I loved him. Absolute class. Do I do YouTube full time? No. No, I don't. No. There's a Dan headbutt. Yeah, not in the Premier League, but that was an interesting game with it in the World Cup final. Closest player I've seen to Messi I've seen is Beardsley. Beardsley didn't get protection. Messi did. Craig, listen, Jesus Christ. If we ever talk about bias, listen, I thought Beardsley was a quality player. But can we please be honest? I mean, he was nothing like Lionel Messi. He was nowhere near Lionel Messi. And this whole Messi got protection is just made up nonsense. The guy is hacked down game after game after game, gets up and carries on. No, you don't, which is why you can't see the bigger picture. I'm judging the fact that Lionel Messi can do it all. Unai Emery, he can do it all. Ronaldo can't. It's a huge difference. If you don't judge players by the multiple strings to their bow, then what are you judging them by? Are you judging them just by goals? Because Messi's got more than Ronaldo. Are you judging them by assists? Because Messi's got more than Ronaldo. Are we doing it by Ballon d'Ors? Because Messi's got more. Are we doing it by World Cups? Messi's got more. Are we doing it by being able to play in midfield as well as up front? Messi can do that. You don't engage this. I really don't think. Hey, it is what it is. Fastest player for me is Arjen Robben and Roberto Carlos. Arjen Robben, he was a very good player. R9 put defences into panic mode on his own penalty box. He could take it the distance. Messi put the fear of God into defences because he was going to shred you with vision, even in his own. Listen, R9 was awful. Again, another one. Injuries, career, didn't have the longevity, but what a player. Ronaldo and Messi, one played football whilst the other taught the watching world how to play in the modern game. Agreed. Future music, he was at Juve between Monaco and Arsenal. I think that's talking about Henry there. Is it me or is it not getting talked about enough? I think everyone's been talking about it, haven't they? I think, Erling Haaland's first year in English football has been absolutely phenomenal. I think everyone's talking about it. Shearer has 37 from Division 1 before the Prem started and missed 2 full seasons for injury. Could easily have 100. Yeah, this is the interesting thing for me. When we talk about Premier League top goal scorer, I think people forget that Alan Shearer has more goals playing at top flight football than just the Premier League. But hey, people will do what they can do. I agree. I believe Haaland will end up at Madrid in 2 or 3 years as well. I do believe that. My all-time favourite midfielder, without doubt, was Zidane. Watching him play was incredible. Yeah, top player. Absolute top player. Phil has said, can't disagree with that front three. That is the best for me. Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, and R9 has everything. Yeah, I mean, again, it's all about country versus club, longevity. Look, there's been some phenomenal front threes, phenomenal front twos, you know. So don't forget, not everyone always played a front three, did they, people? In my opinion, it's recency bias for Messi in the chat. Yes, Messi has won a World Cup and deserves praise. People are forgetting what Ronaldo was because of his last few months in the Premier League. I don't think anyone's forgetting Unai Emery. You're talking as though Ronaldo's retired. What are you I agree. What you're saying is recent bias. None of these players held a candle to Pele. Didn't see Messi win the greatest sportsman of the century. I mean, but Messi's not going to win sportsman of the century while he's still playing, is he? I mean, let's be really, really honest. And when we're saying none of these players held a candle to Pele, all right, but Pele, you could argue and say Pele played in the greatest Brazil teams of all time. Messi didn't play in the greatest Argentina teams of all time. I didn't see Pele win that many World Player of the Year awards. I didn't see Pele score that number of goals in Europe. He never came to Europe. So listen, it's all, I don't understand this whole words of recency bias. If anything, I'm always praising players from earlier eras. Craig, how old do you think I am? I know Peter Beardsley, top player, quality player. Please don't put him in a bracket with Lionel Messi. That is where it gets really, really embarrassing for me. I'm sorry. Yeah, absolutely. I think, Craig, unfortunately, what I think you're displaying here is just the bias of a football fan. Peter Beardsley was class, but Messi? Beardsley compared to Messi? Please stop. Please. Oh, please. Yeah. And in 105 games less, but apparently it's recency bias. Apparently. David Clark said, if Maddison is going to Newcastle, he's going without his girlfriend. Don't believe this fake Sky Sports garbage. You'll look pretty silly if he ends up at Newcastle, won't you, David? Just saying. Great player. Romario. Oh, Romario. What a player Romario was. Yeah, I'm not seeing a reliable source say it anywhere. Is this Mia? Is this you, Mia? I've not seen it anywhere. I only look at Ornstein or Romano, to be honest. I don't trust anybody else. And I'm not seeing it that anywhere. I'm not saying he won't go there. I think it's a no-brainer for Newcastle. Again, this is what I mean. It's as though people have only started talking about Lionel Messi since he won a World Cup. I think this debate's been going on for about 15 years, isn't it? I would take Maddison to Tomb with a pinch of salt. I don't really believe anything that's not from Romano. Yeah, I agree with you. Would be a good sign of them, though. R9 is such a player, was unplayable in his pomp. You don't get the name phenomenon for that crack. Oh, he was something else, wasn't he? He really was something else. I actually met him in Brazil when I went to the World Cup in Rio. I met him and he was huge. He was a massive man. Mark Sauber said, I've seen both Ronaldo and Messi play live, both world's best ever, but for me, Messi sure is the ultimate GOAT. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's have a look. But someone said Beckenbauer, Baresi, best defenders. I agree with you. It's the fact that he just dismisses all of these points. It's like when you're saying recency bias, it's almost like Messi didn't just win a World Cup, wasn't winning Champions Leagues as a teenager. Like, it's just crazy. Regarding Beardsley, I can see what you're saying as they both ran with the ball smartly. But Messi is the GOAT. I just don't think Beardsley's in that conversation in any way, shape, or form. And I loved Peter Beardsley. Luke 14 said football historians will say off the ball fouling went to new levels during the 62 World Cup and carried through to the 80s. Football decided to put a stop to players as top players had no protection. I think when we say protection, I mean, yeah, if we're talking about people trying to break your leg, but as I said, anyone who watches compilations of Lionel Messi will just see players time and time again not being able to get near him to get the ball. It's like Michael Carrick and Rio Ferdinand said, you can't get near him. You can't get near him to foul him. I do agree with this, I'm afraid. If we're going to start talking about Beardsley in the Messi conversation, then we might as well start putting Michael Dawson in the conversation with Paolo Maldini as centre-backs. Eden Hazard, for me, wasn't consistent enough. I mean, all the ability in the world. All the ability in the world. I'm just sorry, somebody just sent me where this transfer story has come from Madison. Breaking news from transfers. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. Listen, if he goes there, he goes there. I'm not knocking it. He won't. But I haven't seen anything yet. I think it's a no-brainer for him to go to Newcastle. If I'm honest. Yeah, Eden Hazard, very good player. He had very good years, inconsistent years. Messi can't be the world's best if he's not even his country's best. I think he's his country's best by a country mile. Just saying. Yeah. Yeah, true. But you've just ignored everything I've said about the player. This is what frustrates me about you. You've just ignored everything. Your opening point was that at 35, Messi's taken it easy, basically, when he's just won the World Cup at the age of 35. By the way, he's nearly 36. I think it's absolutely embarrassing for you. Go ask the Argentinians who's better, Maradona or Messi. 80% said 80%. Is that a stat you've made up? Savva, you can't have seen him much. I've heard pundit. Please stop. Please. Peter Beardsley was nowhere near as good as Messi. This has to stop. Sorry. Anyone in the chat who thinks that Peter Beardsley was anywhere near as good as Lionel Messi? This is one of the worst opinions I think I've ever seen in football. Craig, you're a great guy, but this is absolutely embarrassing. And Rooney wasn't similar to Gaza. Rooney wasn't anywhere near as good as Paul Gascoigne. I can't do it. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, Hoddle and Waddle, great players, but not a patch on Messi. Absolutely. I feel like there's got to be levels. I feel like there has to be levels. Let's have a little look at Peter Beardsley's career. Peter Beardsley. Okay. Peter Beardsley. Here we go. And I liked Peter Beardsley, by the way. I thought he was a top footballer. Right. So when we're talking about nearly as this guy's as good as Lionel Messi or nearly as good, right? In a career that spanned 880 games, he got 280 goals, which is good. It's good. But how on earth are we talking about this guy? His best ever year was 24 goals in a year. How is this even a conversation? I'm truly embarrassed that I'm even having this discussion. Yeah. Hey, it is what it is. Saying I can't have watched him much. Jesus Christ, how old do you think I am? Here we go. Look, Jesus Christ, Craig, just please stop. The defenders that could get near Beardsley wouldn't get near Lionel Messi. This is embarrassing. Craig, I'm more than happy for you to come on and tell the world your embarrassing opinion. This is really bad. It's just Lionel Messi better than anyone, let alone Peter Beardsley. Jesus. Listen, but you're saying it's a bit harsh. He's been at Real Madrid for how many years? I've not seen him do anything. So is it a bit harsh? I don't know. I'm just saying. I agree with this. Why would Madison would not choose Newcastle over us? I agree. Scholes said, when you're 17 years young and Ronaldo, one of the world's greatest, come out and say he was always looking for you on the pitch, it screams a million words. Ronaldinho, yeah, just turned around and said, you think I'm good? Watch this boy. All of the greats all point to Messi. Watch the video where they're asking all the greats who's the best. And a few of them say Ronaldo, and it's mostly the Portuguese or players that have played with him at Madrid. You watch everyone talk about Lionel Messi. It's got to be, I'm sorry, No, he's not the closest player you've seen. He's not. He's not the closest player you've seen. Let's look at players like Ronaldinho. Let's look at players like Maradona. He's not the closest player you've seen. I should be, Craig, come on. Come on, please, 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 come on. Please, this is absolutely embarrassing. Beardsley was a very good player. He weren't world class in any way, shape, or form. Mate, you said he's the closest thing to Lionel Messi you've ever seen. This can't be a thing. Oh my God! I mean, it doesn't even get talked about when people talk about the greats of the Premier League. By the way, I'm not disrespecting Hazard. I'm saying factually. Look at Eden Hazard for me. He had moments where he was unplayable and he looked brilliant. But there's been a lot of seasons in his career where he just doesn't do anything. Look at his last 4 or 5 years at Madrid. Just factually. Mate, there's been many players better than Peter Beardsley. I just can't even. I can't even begin to do it. Salah or Hazard. In their prime, I would take Eden Hazard. For consistency and for doing it year in, year out, it's Mo Salah. Different ways of looking at it. Beardsley on the same level as Messi. He said he's the closest thing he's seen to him. I've never ever. I can't believe this is such a bad opinion. Peter Beardsley better than Zidane then. Savva, congratulations. You've got it at last. Running a move. Dude, you don't have to congratulate me. You've come on and made yourself look like an idiot in front of 300 people. This has got to be the worst. I would liken Hazard, Salah closer to Messi than Peter Beardsley. I would put loads and loads and loads of players across world football closer to Lionel Messi than Peter Beardsley. I'm shell-shocked. Just when I thought I couldn't hear more bad opinions. The problem is you're a Newcastle fan, right? Let's be honest. You're a Newcastle fan. It's like me saying that. What's it like me saying? Let me give a good scenario. It's like me saying that no, that's not. It's like me saying that Christian Romero is as good as Paolo Maldini, or the closest thing I've seen to it. No, you said he's the closest thing to Messi you've seen. Yes or no? Craig, let me find it. This is the beautiful thing. Let's have a look. Let me see what you said. Let's have a look. What did you say? What did you say? I didn't say he was as good. I said he's the closest player I've seen to Messi. It doesn't matter whether you said he's as good as the closest thing to. None of it is correct. This is unbelievable. And I loved Peter Beardsley. I feel bad saying these things about Peter Beardsley, but this is just embarrassing. Again, this is a really difficult one. When we talk about wingers, you've got wingers in the old day that played 4-4-2 versus the wingers that play now that are more in a 4-3-3 and have a different role of responsibility. If you're looking at great wingers from the Premier League, you've got Beckham, you've got Giggs, you've got Overmars, you've got Robert Perez, you've got David Ginola, you've got did I say Overmars? You've got Ian Robben, you've got Mo Salah, you've got Son, you've got Hazard. I'm probably doing a disservice to a lot of players that played. There was a lot of good players. I'm trying to get him on. I'm trying to get him on. He won't come on. I'm trying. No, you did. I know you didn't say he was as good as. You said he's the closest thing you've seen to Lionel Messi. I just can't. Nicky Barmby, Beardsy, only joking. Shout out to Nicky Barmby though. I loved Nicky Barmby. He was a quality little player. Did his job. Was part of the famous five that played up front for Spurs. What about Cruyff? Great player. Without him, no Messi, as he put Barcelona's club infrastructure in place. One of the best. I agree. Beardsley himself would laugh. I mean, let's be fair. If we're saying he's as close to Messi that we've seen, the guy didn't get many goals. The guy didn't get many assists. I didn't remember him going on to great heights. Listen, hilarious that people can say Isak is like Henry. People say you can't judge them yet, but they see similarities. I've never once put Isak in a conversation with Henry. I think, again, this is sensationalism from biased fans. I think Isak's got potential to be a very good player, but at the moment it's potential. For me, I don't rave about players after one good year. I look at their consistency over a career. Kanchelskis, another quality winger that was brilliant. But again, I think what I don't think people understand is the difference between wingers now versus the job of a winger then is very different. So lots of players will look at players like Martinelli and Saka, who are more wide forwards, for example. Then you look at wingers like Beckham and Ginola, who are more wide midfielders, that their job was to create and cross. And so it's a very different game. So it's always really, really difficult. Remember when Spurs scored 4 in 4 minutes at White Hart Lane, Sheringham, Anston and Barnby running riot? Oh, the days, the good old days. Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry, Craig. You're a great guy, but you've stole the show today, my man. You've stole the show. This is a nugget of information. This is an absolute nugget of information. Guys and girls, please keep smashing that like button. If not anything, for that awful opinion we just heard. We are 16 away from 200 likes. We are now 3 subscribers away from 5,800. Please smash that subscribe button as well. Beardsley is a good player and played in a similar fashion, but it's like comparing apples and pears, as Messi is the best ever. Listen, I liked Beardsley. He got on the ball. He tried to make things happen. He weaved, he bobbed. But the closest thing to Messi ever is just an outlandish statement. Craig, I'm not seeing anyone agree with you, mate. I'm not seeing anyone agree with you. If you think I'm talking shite, come on. Feel free to come on. It's just that you're a Newcastle fan. That's what this is. It's just that you're a Newcastle fan. It's like me claiming Jermaine Defoe was as good as Raul. It holds no water. You didn't. I've said a number of times, you didn't say he's better. You said he's the closest thing you've seen to him. And he's just not. He's just not the closest thing you've seen to Lionel Messi. It's just not. This is absolutely mental. It makes me laugh. I've invited him on to come on. I get the playing style, but when he says he's the closest thing he's seen to him, I mean, I've seen Romario doing that, dropping deep, collecting the ball, running at players. I mean, are we really, really, really? Let's, here we go. Let's start a poll in the chat. We're going to start a poll. Ready, everyone? Let's close this poll down, end the poll. Let's start a new poll. And the question, I'm going to word it how Craig worded it. Is Beardsley spelled like that? Is Beardsley the closest thing? What does he say? Is Beardsley the closest thing you've seen to Messi in terms of playing style? Let's make it very clear. Yes or no? It's quite. So there you go. It's in the chat. Let's do that. Perfect, Jordan. Of course you do. Thanks, Dan. Enjoyed the stream. I've really enjoyed it. I love it when outlandish comments come on and we can all have a good old debate. It's what we're here for. Best Spurs hat trick ever. Big Ronnie Rosenthal. I remember that one. God, remember that one. Poll is in the chat. Defoe over Raul. Yeah, I've asked him to come on and debate his point. I've asked him to. He has said, you spit in fact, Savva, and he still don't understand. Try speak with the Geordie accent. Savva, how can you claim what I've seen? Why would I come on to dismiss? What do you mean what you've seen? We've all seen Beardsley play. It's anyone of this age has seen Beardsley play. Thanks, Kate. I'm not going till Friday, but thank you. Yossi Benayoun. Let's chuck him in the mix. Yossi Benayoun is the closest we've seen to Lionel Messi. Come on, Craig. Come on, talk to me. How weak am I? Oh, you going all personal now, Craig, because you made a really bad opinion. You spent half an hour dissing my opinion, and you've manipulated everyone else. You placed the poll. Manipulated, or people have eyes, dude. I don't need to manipulate people to tell them how bad your opinion is. Other people in this chat have seen. Right? Can I get a quick show of hands? Who has seen Peter Beardsley play? Who has seen Peter Beardsley play? Or sorry, have I manipulated you? I can't believe what is happening. And then I'm being called weak. Oh, here's this guy. Stop bullying the guy. Oh, this is the guy that keeps coming on to all the shows I'm on and talking crap. Let's ban him immediately. Oh, God. 28% have said yes. Oh, God, it's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Absolutely. It's absolutely this. Yeah, I've seen him play. Yeah, you've seen him play. Yeah, I've seen him play. Yeah, me too. I've seen him in person. Seen him play. I have. Yes, I think lots of people have seen Peter Beardsley play unless they're young. Me, it's goes yes or next. Yeah. Let's ban this person. He's just. Anyway. Yeah, half the viewers, yes, but the other half, like the rest of us, are laughing at your opinion, Craig. It's absolutely staggering. So I think it's just winding you up. The take is just straight clout chasing. It is clout chasing, isn't it? It really, really is clout chasing. As I've said to you, it's like me sitting here right now saying Kulusevski is just miles better than Ryan Giggs. Do you know what I mean? It's like me saying that. It's just such a far-fetched opinion. It's unreal. A quality player, by the way. A quality player, Peter Beardsley. Someone saying McMahon was a better player. The boss has just subscribed. Thank you very much. Absolutely. Beardsley was brilliant. I've seen Peter play. He was a good player, but even near Messi, no effing way. The poll is corrupt. Why do I need to come on a poll to say two people run and move the same way? But that's not what you said. You said he's the closest thing you've seen to Messi. You didn't say he runs and moves. You said he's the closest thing you've seen. Anyway, we'll move on. It's absolutely embarrassing. I agree. 28% of the poll do need sectioning. 24% now. We've had 78 votes. 24%. So far, about 20 people are either having a laugh or never saw Peter Beardsley play. It's crazy times. Big up. Savva doesn't rate Mason as a future manager. I don't know what this got to do with anything. If anyone actually listens to what I said, Savva thinks that Ryan Mason needs to go down to the Championship or League One or League Two and learn to become a manager. I don't think that's not saying he's not a future manager. I don't think he's a Spurs manager right now. Don't know where that opinion came from. Very, very interesting. Big up the Geordie, said the boss. Owen was a bit like Messi on the left wing. Shame about his injuries, though. Mark's seen him play. It's crazy. I said he's the closest thing I've seen, but he's still not the closest thing you've seen. It's just madness. Anyway, I'm so bored of that really bad opinion. I'm going to be really, really honest. This is like when Rory Jennings put out his opinion of Erling Haaland struggling to score goals in the Premier League and only scoring 15. It's just unbelievable. 1 second. 1 second. So sorry. Yeah, this is like when Rory Jennings turned around and said that that Haaland would struggle to score goals in the Premier League because the defending's better and he'll be tightly marked and blah blah blah. It is what it is. Strasbourg Steve said Craig Lee. So wait, ASM is surely Messi reincarnation. These are the best shows when there's hardly any transfer news or games. You go off in a random direction. Yeah, man. Listen, it's football. We can talk about what we like. As the transfers hot up, we'll get more into that. This is all I've said. Go and earn your stripes. That's all I've said. Savva, Shearer is known as a Prem all-time top goal scorer, not because he won the Prem with Blackburn. So why can't Kane's legacy be all-time Prem goal scorer? But it depends who you speak to. I remember Alan Shearer for winning a Premier League as well as being the Premier League top goal scorer. Spurs fans talk about Harry Kane. Spurs fans talk about Shearer being known as the top goal scorer because they're Spurs fans and they want to make this achievement look better. If all Harry Kane does in his career is win a Premier League top goal scorer, I'm really, really, really sorry to say this, but it's been a failed career for me. I think you've got to go and win things. My dad said Greaves is closer to Messi. Greaves, a lot of the people I speak to, a lot of people I speak to as well say that Jimmy Greaves was the original Messi in the way he picked the ball up, carried it, ran at people. My negative views. I've actually said I loved Peter Beardsley. The boy was quality. But I just can't, so it's not half as bad as claiming as what someone else has seen. What do you mean? Dude, either come on or stop chatting shit. I don't know what you've seen, but we've all seen Peter Beardsley. Like anyone of that age, you haven't seen anything different to what the rest of us have seen. We've all seen Peter Beardsley. No one's saying that I don't understand. Listen, if you're going to come out with awful opinions, come on and back them up. Otherwise, you just look silly. Lineker was a better goal scorer than Kane. Sorry, shoot me now. Well, there's an interesting take. I'll let other people do that. Proud to be a Jordan said, I've got to disagree. That takes Savva. Being an all-time goal scorer is a massive achievement. So now we're saying that top players in world football that in a career don't win any trophies isn't a failure. Really? Being all-time top goal scorer, what, until someone breaks the record? Really? Until someone breaks the record, and what's he got? Top 5 Prem goal scorers of all time. By the way, he's still not scored as many goals as Alan Shearer, even if he breaks that record. So, by the way, everyone, I'm not going on holiday yet. Mohammed Sahal said, big up Savva at work, having a break. Loving how you speak facts. Listen, I just don't mess around. I don't have sensational opinions. I just hate all this sensationalism. A view from the South says, what happens if Kane breaks Shearer's record? He'll be known for his Premier League win. What happens if Kane's record is broken and wins nothing? What will he be known for in the Premier League? This is it. This is my point. I don't know who this is. Is this Haz? Is this Ashmatic? Is this Marlon? One of you, whoever it is, big up, lads. All 3 quality guys in the Spurs community. This is my point to all of this, right? But again, you've changed the argument. No one's saying better, but it's about the career. David May's going to look back on his career and go, look at the trophies in my cabinet. Harry Kane's not. He's not. Like, I listen, if that's what he wants, cool. But Harry Kane mentions in so many interviews about the need to win trophies, and then fans back him on behalf of something that he's not even argued himself. It's madness. Dixie Dean. There are people that have scored way more goals than Harry Kane, but people go on like this Premier League top goal scorer record. What? You're telling me Beardsley isn't the closest thing to Messi I've seen. Now you're saying you can't tell me what I've seen. Okay, so you've seen no other players in you must be 35, 40 minimum. So you've seen no other players. No one's telling you what you haven't seen. You're being an idiot now. No one's telling you what you haven't seen. But if Beardsley is the closest thing you've seen to Messi, you couldn't have been watching any other football. You just couldn't. It's just absolutely madness. Absolute madness. Mr. Post Office says, if you know Shearer's the record goal scorer not winning the Premier League, that's a you problem. He's got that medal at home. Bang on. Bang on, bang on, bang on. You don't need to know my name. I said, imagine being second top goal scorer of Premier League history with zero trophies. That could be Kane's legacy in 100 years. That could be his legacy in 10 years. That could be his legacy in 5 years if Erling Haaland stayed. This is the problem. It's all well and good getting a top goal scorer record, but footballers get into it to win trophies, no? But the record can be broken. This is the problem. Only one person at any one time can be the top goal scorer. I'm sorry, for me, I agree with this. I don't think he will get near it because I think he'll be sold. I agree with your party. But the thing is, these records are made to be broken. When Shearer broke it, people said no one would ever break it. Yeah, Henry would have broken it if he had stayed. Yeah, but it is what it is. But David May's got more trophies than Harry Kane. That's what he's got. David May's legacy is being part of a team that won trophies, won the biggest accolades in football. Harry Kane's accolades is being an individual brilliant goal scorer. There's a huge difference for me. And Spurs fans are the only fans I see that argue this. Honestly, seems to be the only fans that argue this point. Not Kane's fault he's been let down by his teammates. Will be the best ever Premier striker of all time. He'll be the best goal scorer until it's beaten. No one's saying it's Kane's fault, but the record books will show he's not won anything. It will. Spurs fans are the only fans that have this conversation. The only fans I see have this conversation are Spurs fans. It's baffling. Where's Morgan yet? Won a title. Jamie Vardy won a title. People want to win. Cheers, mate. This is it. Winning silverware is unmovable history. A goal-scoring record will inevitably be broken. A trophy isn't everything for you, but he'll go down as the best player to ever play football that's not won a trophy. Let's think about it. He'll go down as the best player ever to not win a trophy. Kane, Shearer, what? At the moment, Shearer's more successful. You know what I mean? You can say what you want. Shearer's more successful. Yeah. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. No one said it made Kane a bad player. People aren't listening. People aren't using two of these. No one said it makes him a bad player. No one said it makes Kane a bad player. Haaland will win multiple. I mean, look, Haaland's just won 3 in 1 year. I mean, like, do you know what I mean? Look, I just. Spurs line said absolutely no logic. If we as fans want to win trophies, why wouldn't a top athlete not want to as well? Records can be broken. Bing, go. Absolutely. We all go trophies. We don't think one of the best players in world football wants to win trophies. And we'll see it as failure if he hasn't. He talks about it all the time. All the time. Thing is, we can knock other people, but these people won things, didn't they? I'm not saying you are, but again, Aram, you keep saying these things that no one said. No one said it. No one said it improves their football ability. But the aim of elite sport is to win things, no? England's all-time top scorer, Prem all-time top goal scorer, most successful England captain since is a foul career. Okay, most successful England captain for winning nothing. Again, what you've named there is a lot of things that aren't winning. This shows your mentality as a human, not Harry Kane's. This shows your mentality that winning isn't important. The elite level of support. DJ Swifty has said, I've supported Newcastle United my entire life and watched Beardsley in the flesh. Sorry, but he doesn't come close to Messi. Nobody has. So trying to compare him to anyone will always be a stretch. I agree. Nobody will break Kane's England goal record. Nobody. But they said this years ago about Bobby Charlton. And then Rooney beat it. And then 5-10 years later, Kane beats it. So why? You're making sweeping statements that aren't true. You can't back that statement up. Also, you look at different eras. Harry Kane, how many friendlies has Harry Kane played, scoring against crap compared to the players like Lineker, the players like Jeff Hurst, the players like Bobby Charlton, Jimmy Greaves. So take it how you want. Phil Pierce said, maybe Kane just wanted to stay at Spurs to this point. Now he might go. Nobody has a divide right to win anything. It's not that deep. I think it's that deep for his career. I truly do. I think if you are one of the world's best players. As I said, name me players better than Harry Kane that have never won a trophy. Name me. No one can do it. What happens if the Premier League changes like it did? 92. No one will care about Kane, Shearer, or Premier League. It'll be whatever the league changes to. Bang on. Because Kane won't be. By the way, he's what is he at the moment? 45 behind Shearer, plus the 37 Shearer got before that in the old Division 1. So again, it depends how you define it. Thousands of players have won trophies, but only Kane could hold the goal scoring record. But it won't only be Kane; it'll be beaten at some point. Then he's not got the record anymore. Then you look back on his career and go, he didn't win anything, and he's not the top goal scorer. Goal records can be broken. This is what it's only Spurs fans that don't seem to understand this. It really is embarrassing. Don't get me started on Kane's England goal record. Delve a bit deeper and take a look at the vast majority of his goals. Steve, this is my point. When I was growing up, there weren't a million friendlies and pointless Nations League games against the likes of San Marino and all these people. There weren't these pointless games. So, Savva, your life dream is to play for Spurs and you just go to... I don't understand. Sorry, I don't understand. Go on. Let's hear it. Players as good as Kane that never won anything. Let's hear it. Kane, yeah, he is one of the best strikers of his generation and needs to win things. Yes, the aim is to win trophies. It's only Spurs fans that don't think it is. Craig has said, if Kane only beats Shearer's record by a handful, there'll always be people saying his record isn't as good because Shearer had a trophy and other goals from First Division. The thing is as well, Shearer scored loads of goals before it changed the Premier League format. It was still the same league, but just with a different name. And Shearer scored loads more. Just saying. It's again, as I said, it's only Tottenham fans that think this. I don't see any other fans saying these things. West Ham have more European trophies than Arsenal. Listen, I find it funny. I just find it funny. People just get so carried away. Nobody will beat Kane record because he got 5 good years of top-level football for a club and national team. Sorry, why would no one beat Kane's record? I heard this before. No one will beat Shearer's record. No one will beat Rooney's record. No one will beat Jimmy Greaves' record. Why won't anybody beat these records? This is insane to say that. You can't. That's not factual. Right, okay. Lots of people who win trophies aren't out-and-out goal scorers. As I said, name me a better player or a player as good as Harry Kane that has not won a trophy. I'm waiting. I don't think anyone can find me one. Let's see. What's the aim of elite sport? What is the aim of elite sport? Is it not to win things? Who are these? We're talking about wingers. What is the aim of elite sport? Okay, Harlem might not stage break it. Someone will in the future. Records are made to be broken. This is natural in life. Usain Bolt said it the other day. I saw a program with Usain Bolt on. And they said, no one will ever beat your record, will he? And he said, of course they will. He said, they said that about the 90s when people like Cole Lewis were breaking world records. People will come along and do great things and beat records. Yeah, the Premier League, I agree. It's madness. What it means is that he's played in the Premier League his whole career. Players like Henry, better strikers than Harry Kane, but went to a different league. Won things here. Mario said, no one cares outside of England about the record. Kane is known as a world class, but no trophies. Our fan base are in denial about Kane and the state of the club. Bang on, Mari. Big up to Mari Spurs channel. If you haven't, please go and subscribe to Mari over at Tottenham Away. Go and subscribe to those guys. Show some love. This is it, Mari, for me. We have fans that sit and go, trophies. We need trophies. We want to change the owners because we need trophies. Then find this horrible little argument as to why Harry Kane shouldn't need to have trophies. It's madness. Of course it is. I know the Harry Kane debate gets people triggered. It really does. But what achievements, Polar Peace? What Spurs players' achievements am I putting down? Who has achieved recently at Spurs? Name me 5 players that have achieved something at Spurs in the last decade. No one. No one's achieved anything. What have they done? All right, Hugo Lloris came our most capped player in the Premier League era. All right. What achievement am I knocking? You say these things, give me context. Matt Le Tissier, yeah, Matt Le Tissier for me, I'm not putting him in Kane's level, but a class act, never won anything. Who else? Again, Darren, I can't think of elite players that haven't won things. And Harry Kane talks about winning trophies all the time. Harry Kane said this. Someone sent me this yesterday. Harry Kane said this. This was my West Ham mate sending me this. Harry Kane said this. To Spurs fans calling the Europa Conference a poor league, this is what your sorry. He said to me, to Spurs fans calling the Conference League a Mickey Mouse Cup, this is what your captain said just 4 weeks ago. You can't disrespect any competition you play in. It's one of those. If you end up in the Conference League and win it, it's worth it. If you don't, then people probably look at it as inconvenience. But when you've been at a club where we haven't won a trophy for 15 years, if we do end up in it, it could be an opportunity to try and put that to bed. We have to win trophies. So Harry Kane saying we have to win trophies. People going, no, he doesn't have to win trophies. It is madness. Absolutely. We've seen a record broken this weekend. These these things happen. Haaland's broken the Premier League goal scoring record in one season from a goals point of view. This is mad. This is absolutely mad. Spurs fans always going about trophies and how desperately they want to win, but then defend Kane for not winning anything. It's tribalism in modern football. Bang on. That's all it is. There you go. You are not Lee Gunner. Stop banging on about elite sport. You do know me and Lee Gunner are the same age. Right? What's that got to do with it? Why I'm not Lee Gunner? Grow up, you absolute prick. There you go. I called you a prick. Grow up. Come on and debate it. I hate this whole you're not Lee Gunner thing. Like Lee Gunner, and I'm friends with Lee Gunner, by the way, but like Lee Gunner's got the manipulation on words like elite. Grow up. Miss Post says Spurs have had so many quality in recent years, but have all left for trophies. Kane is the only one who hasn't. Bang on, bang on, bang on, bang on, bang on, bang on. Jermaine Defoe's won trophies. Luis Saha, loads of players have more medals than Kane, but to not be able to turn around and say you won one is just mad. Mikey Wallace said goal records are there to be broken. Take a look at Haaland in his first season. Exactly. Stuart Pearce won things, didn't he? Let me have a look. Stuart Pearce. Let's have a look. Stuart Pearce won things. Stuart Pearce has won trophies. Yeah, no, that's not correct. Stuart Pearce. This is what I mean. You're hard pressed to find people. Kane is an individual. Kane is an individual that's been let down by teammates. No top player can win trophies. So move. You could say Berbatov was an individual that was let down. He left. Modric left. Sheringham left. Carrick left. Bale left. Walker left. That's more on Kane's mentality. Saying he's been let down by teammates. Okay, move then. I agree. I think we say Kane doesn't need trophies because of that. I truly believe that. I truly, truly believe that. Top 4 is an achievement. Again, no one can predict the future, but records get broken. Records get broken year in, year out across all sports. Berbatov won a trophy and still went for more. Savva, do you not admire the fact that Kane is a loyal person who values his love for Spurs and trying to win them something rather than leaving and winning it easy at another club? I admire his loyalty, but I also admire footballers that have ambition. I also admire people that want to win things at the elite level of sport. I can't imagine being as good as Kane and watching what's going on at Spurs, trying to win something with this club. Not happening anytime soon. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Eric Lamella. So if Kane moved to Bayern and won Bundesliga, if he moved to Bayern and won La Liga, and won the Bundesliga, then he's won a trophy. He's won a trophy. Footballers win trophies. Lineker went to Barca. Owen won the Ballon d'Or. Shearer played in the worst Newcastle side. Henri Van Nistelrooy. So many great strikers that didn't just stay. Absolutely. This is the point. The treble. Okay, the treble was equal but not broken. If we're going to be pedantic, the goal scoring record, if somebody gets to the same number as Kane, they will then get one more, right? They'll go again. So, come on. Let's not be pedantic about it. Jermaine Defoe's score as good at Jermaine Defoe could score as good at scoring, but won nothing. Jermaine Defoe won trophies. Yes, he did. People need to check the history books. Not with Spurs, but he won trophies. Even Messi, even Beardsley, the closest thing to Messi, won 3 trophies. Yeah, but Kate, if Kane stays, that's on him. If I'm Harry Kane, I'm handing in my transfer request years ago. Because if us fans could see that this club was going nowhere, how could he not? Maybe Les Ferdinand. I don't think Les Ferdinand was as good as Kane for me, but could put Les Ferdinand in if you want. Ariana says, Savva, have you seen the amount of former or loan Spurs players who have won trophies this year? Anyone that sees that and says Kane should stay needs to fix your brain. It just baffles me. Di Natale, okay? Di Natale. For me, not on Kane's level. Top player, not on Kane's level, but yeah. But you see how we have to scrape the barrel to find these players. This is my point. We have to scrape the barrel for these players because top players won things. This is my point. Spurs fans, I think, what will Kane tell his grandchildren if he doesn't leave and win anything? Yeah, but I won 5 golden boots. So Kane winning a Bundesliga, a trophy Bayern win every single year for the last decade validates Kane's legacy. You keep using the word legacy. For me, top players want to win things. If you don't, if you've got a loser's mentality, Ulfric Stormcloak, that's on you. Most top footballers don't have that mentality. They go and win things, wherever it will be. As I said, look at all the top players that left Spurs to win things. Kane's still here, year after year. Kane won the Audi Cup. Weghorst and Antonio have a better legacy than Kane. No, they've won more trophies than Kane. You keep using this word legacy. They've won more trophies than Kane. You keep using a word that I've not used. Exactly. Modric, Bale, Berbatov, Walker, Sheringham, Carrick. Brian Hill's just done it. Eric Lamela did it. Toby Alderweireld's done it since he's left. Vertonghen's done it since he's left. You can name it. They've all gone on to win things. I think last year we should have. At the beginning of the summer, I think we should have, yeah. But not now. Not now. Absolutely not. Time moves on. We've moved on from that. I bet I ignore this comment. Oh, well, you bet wrong, didn't you? So straight away you look like an idiot. Show me one comment you made 5 years ago wanting Harry to leave. Bet you ignore this comment. Right. This is where there are idiots in football chats like you. The point was 5 years ago, Spurs were a good team that didn't kick on. So I could see why he stayed. We were a good team that looked like we were going places. In the last 5 years, he's seeing us go like this. And at any point, he could hand in a transfer request, and he hasn't. So you bet that I won't read this comment. Why would I? What, you think I'm worried about you and your stupid little comment? Don't think so, mate. You don't know me very well. Do you think one decent trophy with Spurs will mean more than one with a team who wins a lot? I mean, I think if he wins the FA Cup or the league, I just can't see him doing it as Spurs. For me, though, if you're one of the best players in the world, why would you not want to move to win? Why would you not want to surround yourself with top players and win things? When you have a discussion if X player is better than Y player, that we're on a comparable level, trophies matter. I agree. He has. Ariana said, I don't know how Kane can even have a convo with Levy. I'd be so bitter against him, but Kane's a scared SOB transfer request. But he's being too calm with it. For me, I would have handed him my transfer request years ago, seeing how this club operates. Kane already has a legacy at Spurs. However, he doesn't have a single trophy. Legacy and trophies are completely different. I agree, which is why I don't use the word legacy. Kane is trying to win something at Spurs like Totti did for Roma. People told Totti to leave Roma for Madrid, Inter and United, but he stayed and won something. Kane will do the same. Based on what? Based on what are Spurs winning anything? This is what I mean. It's pure delusion. What are we winning? CB, there are a lot of stupid people out there, unfortunately. Like, again, it's let him stay and win something with Spurs. Oh, my God. Has he not tried that the last 10 years? Has he not? No, he didn't. That's the point, Samuel. No, he didn't. He talked about leaving and didn't hand in a request. I would have handed one in ages ago. Harry Kane is on the verge of his last big contract. He must be thinking that the chance of winning at Spurs is at this time is slim. It's been getting worse and worse, the chances of winning. We have always been a platform of stepping stone. Kane is the only one that hasn't stepped on to go somewhere else. Exactly. That makes me think, what's his ambition? Maybe he's simply not bothered about silverware. Spoken by a true Spurs fan. We're not comparing player, we're comparing careers. There's a difference. I agree. I agree with this. I mean, this is an interesting debate. I'm not going to have it today, but Sol Campbell wasn't better than King, but still won more than him. I mean, Sol Campbell wasn't exactly a bad centre-half, was he? As you said, I think he still believed he could win at Spurs a few years ago, but now he's just here because Levy won't let him go. Hand in a transfer request. You've got to look at the competition Spurs face and look at the difference in quality. It doesn't really make sense for him to stay to do something like Totti. Totti stayed and won a league. Kane's not doing that at Spurs. It's delusion. Yeah, agreed. You can't use a term legacy until a career has ended. Savva, I like this channel. I'm subscribed, but I feel you're not giving Kane enough credit and disrespecting. Right? What am I disrespecting him? This is where you're being silly. I am saying he's too good to not be winning things. I am praising the man. Go and win. How am I disrespecting him? Go and win trophies. You're not getting it. I'm not knocking him. If I was knocking him, I wouldn't be telling him to go. I'd be saying, nah, just stay at Spurs. He's too good. He deserves more. How do you not see that? Now you're using hindsight, world. I haven't used hindsight at all. We've been going like that for 5 years. This isn't hindsight. He's watched the club go like this the same way us fans have. 5 years ago, no, he shouldn't have left 5 years ago because we looked like we were doing something. But year after year after year, we've not kicked on. We keep buying worse and worse players. It's not hindsight. These are facts. Jesus Christ. Unbelievable. Agreed. Agreed. I just feel Spurs fans are the only ones that have these conversations. He should have handed in a transfer request, Vinny. I mean, but Daniel, if you hand in a transfer request, you then force other clubs to then put in bids, and then it starts the ball rolling. Then you've got the question of, do you keep a player that has categorically told you, let me leave? I agree. The Holy Goal is so many conversations where people don't get context. It is unbelievable. Joseph said, let's be honest, as much as we all love Kane, he had his chances to win silverware, but never turned up in those big. Agree with that as well. Big moments, he's not turned up. I do agree with that. Totti had a Serie A trophy 6-7 years into his career. Kane has never looked like he wants to leave Spurs to me. Not a dig at Spurs, but he could have left for a bigger club. I'd ask about Kane himself. If he is a winner, is he? I agree. What's your ambition? Yeah. I don't want him to leave because I love Spurs and I want him to score goals at Spurs. If I take my Spurs hat off, yeah. Sorry, about time. When you say, is this all this chat, this show is just talking to the chat? My morning shows is about everybody having their say, everyone having comments. Why is that lazy content? Oh, you're getting blocked. I hate people like you. Go away. What an idiot. Why is that lazy content? Sorry, just a quick show of hands. Do people not like the interactive thing? If I'm not interactive, I get told to be interactive. If I'm interactive, I get called lazy. What do people think? Should I continue to do these shows every morning where we all can talk different football and I can invite people on and we all have a chat? Is that not good? So I'm going to end the show in a couple of minutes. Is that not what this is? People not like it? Just quickly let me know in the chat if you like it, yes. If you don't like it, no. Yeah, I don't see what's wrong with it myself. I really don't see what's wrong with it. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, exactly. I just don't get it, Perchy. I do not get it. I try and interact with all the viewers, and people just you cannot win, can you? Yeah, Craig, you got shit off me, but I like you. You're a good guy. We move on. It's just football, right? It's just football. I will keep doing me. Thank you. Listen, not all my shows can I interact with a chat, but my mornings are always going to be about interactive. If you are not interactive, then what's the point of a live stream? How is it lazy? It takes more effort to deal with this, lads, in a chat than talk off script. I'll tell you what, the amount of effort it takes to read the comments, bring them up, have the chat, move on is unbelievable. I like it, but you're too dismissive of the clubs and players. Who am I dismissive of? You always say this, party after party. You're the one last year that bet me. You bet me that Spurs will win the FA Cup. You guaranteed me. You guaranteed me, because every year fans like you, the problem is fans like me will tell the truth about the club. Fans like you just come out with statements like, we will win an FA Cup this year. Just watch. When I ask you to give back that argument up, you can't. You never do. Then when you're wrong, you say things like this. I'm not dismissive of the club and players. I can see Spurs. I can see the truth. People don't like it because I tell the truth, party after party. People like you as a fan because you say, I think we'll win the cup this year. Great. Doesn't mean it's true. Yeah. So I'm not dismissive of the club. The club have been dismissive of themselves. Scalzi, thank you very much. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Guys and girls, we are 1 subscriber away from 5,800. 1 subscriber away, which means we would have had 20 subscribers in this chat. I will always get get people involved. I like the questions. Just think today we've managed to have a conversation about Kane, a conversation about Peter Beardsley. We've managed to have a conversation about Lionel Messi and Ronaldo, about Erling Haaland, about breaking records. None of that would have happened if I had just written what I wanted and we talked. That's what my main show on a Sunday night is for. That's what my targeted shows are for. So when I have shows with Henry, when I have shows with Sean and those people. But I am going to leave it there because the longer you go, you get a lot of trolls. Thank you very much. Someone please smash that subscribe button before they leave. Much love. I'll be back later with a couple of videos. See you tomorrow again at 10 a.m. for more content. See you then. Much love. Love you all. It's only football.